How you doing, guys? I'm Fallout 4 and welcome to my channel. So I'm suited and booted today. I'm going to show you my new cocktail bar I've built using the Workshop Anywhere mod. So as with my previous build, my Sanctuary Hills, I'm going to do a tour at the end that just shows like a behind the scenes section where I'll take it all apart and stuff. So if you want to stick around to see actually how this was made, by all means do so. But for now, this is where we're at today, Lexington, just next to the Super Duper Mart. Great little spot if you come and check this place out. I do show what it looked like before. Again, that's in the behind the scenes section. But yeah, it's a good little place. It instantly just stood out to me as a cocktail bar, but it's got potential to be anything really. Yeah, but I've kept a bank theme going, as you can see, with the vault doors and with the sign being, you know, like there's safes and things on there. But I really wanted to kind of have it like a clean look. I did a bar before, it's also on my channel. It's the 1920s themed speakeasy that was run by these Triggermen guys. And I'm going to probably, any bars or things I build, I think I'm going to use these guys now to be sort of the owners of it. I just think that they're the kind of fraction that would have some sort of establishment like this. So because this is obviously a Workshop Anywhere build, I can't have settlers walking around, so I decided to kind of make the place look like it was closed at the moment, ready for maybe opening tonight. So it's still being cleaned up, and there's the you know, the tables have got the chairs on and stuff like that. But yeah, that was the idea behind that really. And this section, I just wanted to do kind of a themed area. It is a bank. It was a bank, so I just thought, you know, run with the theme of that really. So the tables made out of safes and things I just thought it was a cool idea. But yeah, you can see with the decor that I wanted to keep it sort of clean looking, but just not too clean, because it's Fallout after all. I do explain a lot more about what's gone into the build in the behind the scenes section, but just for example, the terminal on the wall here, that was on the back wall. I've just moved it here because this now is going to lead up to the members area, the lounge it's called. So downstairs is just for the general public, but up here now where we're going is going to be for the high rollers, basically the guys with a lot of caps. I assume they're more unsavoury characters, really. Just like in real life, if they've got a lot of money, normally they didn't get it legitimately. So yeah. So up here in this balcony is just a normal sort of members area. Kind of looks down upon the bar. So I kind of like that idea that they're looking down on the on the peasants. But it's a lot nicer furnished up here. There's comfy seats, there's a fireplace, etc. So yeah, it's definitely for the people with the more money. Everything up here actually, again, I'll show you later on in the behind the scenes, but none of this is actually an existing build. It's all, I had to build all this upstairs. There's no upstairs basically. So it did take a lot longer just because I did up this whole section up here. Like this is actually outside now, this corridor. It's a glass floor, I thought that was cool. So I kind of wanted no staff to be up here other than the guard. So like this is, again, so it's more for people who are, you know, so rich that they can come up and they've got their own little private area where there's just nobody can see what they're up to basically. So this area, again, there's nothing up here normally, but this is like in the void section now, so I took the walls out and built onto this. And there's a lot of custom furniture and things up here. Again, I'll do show you later on how I've put some of that together, but quite like that lamp in particular. I kind of just thought I needed some centerpiece basically, so I thought I'd create something a bit arty looking. And the bookcases, for example, behind the glass, just for show, obviously not real books. But so the bar, I wanted to again have no staff, so this is like a self-service bar. So as a member of this place, you know, you can just drink all you want basically. You have to pay for any of the drinks now once you're here. I thought it was quite cool. And these little tables, you know, imagine there could be like gambling or talking about their dealings, I don't know, these little sort of private tables. it's funny because like walking around it, it's obviously a very small build, but you know, this is taken quite a lot. So there's a lot of layers, and I knew what I wanted to do in my head. I knew the idea that I was trying to do, but trying to get the certain look without it looking too scrappy, but also not looking too clean, took a bit of time. So this back room just behind the bar, I wanted to just fill this out, but it's just a utility cupboard really. But these guys being gangsters, I thought there should be something unsavoury going on, so I just put this little pit in that they chuck people in next to a irradiated barrel that they're all getting poisoned from and eventually just die. It was pretty sick, but I just thought, yeah, they might have something like that to, after they've tortured people for information or whatever, chuck them in there, let them rot. And then obviously as well, continuing that theme that they're gangsters, I thought, well, you know, how do they fund these kind of bars and stuff? It's obviously it's a front, so I thought there might be something a bit more sinister with that too, like they're smugglers basically, and contraband is all stored back here, weapons dealing, antiquities, chems, all sorts of stuff really. And I just thought it'd be a cool place for them to sort of store it, but also be able to deal it on the premises if needed. This was a bit of a pain in the ass actually to do this. I do explain more of this about how all that works is in the behind the scenes section. So yeah, so it's only small, but like I say, it did take a while, about 4 or 5 days I think, including the upload time now. But yeah, I hope you guys like this, and so if you want to stick around to watch the behind the scenes, please do. If not, that's fine, just leave me a comment to tell me what you think. As always, I love listening to what you guys think about this. And yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video, or see you in the behind the scenes. Bye for now. So, welcome to the behind the scenes section. Just let me know in the comments if you want me to keep putting these behind the scenes bits in, because in the last video I did, which was the Sanctuary Hills player home, a lot of you guys seem to really like it, so I'll keep adding it if there's enough people that want to see it. But yeah, so this is what the place looked like before. So yeah, it's pretty blown to shit as usual with all these buildings, but I instantly saw potential to use this place. It's such a cool building. And it just straight away jumped out to me to be a bar really. I think because there used to be a bar where I live called the Bank, which was a converted bank. Not anyway as cool as my bar, but yeah, it was like a student type place. It was a bit of a shithole really, but it definitely was like, oh yeah, bank bar. Just rang alarm bells. I should do that. But yeah, definitely a cool place to build. Although it's small in its current state. I'll show you what it looks like when you remove the walls, because this is where the sort of the members lounge section is now. But as you see, there's nothing there. So yeah, you have to kind of double up on the walls. You can't just use the exterior walls as you're building, because you obviously can see through them. And now I'll show you what's gone into it. So the front part, first of all, I haven't really changed much of the front, as you probably can see. It's just the bank sign was the original bit, and everything else I've just added around that. But there's nothing really I actually need to show you. The sign I've tilted with QwaPA, if you're wondering how I've got that on the slant. The eagle is the clock. I just thought that looked cool on top of it. I wanted to keep a bank theme, so you know the safes and the filing cabinets and things. I just thought it looked a bit bankish. And then that is from one of these buildings around here. I just stole it off the front. Don't know which one, but anyway, yeah. I thought I just needed a canopy really. I just needed something to put lights on the front. I think that's why I did that. But everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. I don't really need to show you that. The big vault door thing is from USO. So in here, first of all, this had a big hole in the wall, so I boarded it up with I think these are from Workshop items, I think the mod's called. I'll put a list of all the mods as usual in the description, but I'm trying to remember which one's which, because I've got a lot of mods and they're all jumbled into each other, but I think it's called Workshop Items, and they've got all these building parts. The feature wall there is from USO, for definite. That is from that. It's just a painting on top, and then the lights are just the normal paintings, also from USO, just using them as downlighters. And yeah, you'll see that the lighting that's coming from that isn't actually the light that's cast in the building. There's a lot of these pots. I'm trying to pick one up now, but can't see it. Oh, there we are. There's one. So those are from custom vanilla assets, and I've used that to light the room up a lot more than what the actual lights are throwing out. So yeah, they're all over the place. Now the bar, so as you saw in the before video, the actual counter itself was originally here, but I've added all this stuff. Now I'm not sure if I can remove this. This is also from Workshop Items, and it's just a trim around the front of a house, but I can't take it out, so I'm gonna have to I'll just remove it completely. So let's let me click now. So there's the bar, and the neons are just letters, eye letters on the front, and then this triangle bit here, can't click that, that's a picture. So the downlighters are the pictures again. Let me get to that bit. Let's remove the counter. Okay, counter's gone. Okay, so yeah, so the triangles are the eaves of this house, which is also from Workshop Items. And I just wanted the shape of the triangles, really, that's why I sunk that into that bit there. And then we've got another abstract painting. Actually, I think they're the single paintings. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're just single paintings. Just like the colours, because if you see, I've got like a bit of a colour scheme here with reds and blues. Yeah, the blue in the bar there. So this, oh, how am I going to take this apart? So this bar, basically, okay. So this bit I stole from the Super Duper Mart next door, but I took it from the roof section, so you can't see it's missing here. But yeah, so that's what I've used just to kind of give me the outline of the slanted off-center shelves, because I wanted it to look perfect, so I didn't want to line them up by eye. So I used that to kind of give me the guide of it, really. And then I put the wooden panels on top to give it the sort of more traditional bar look. And then the red down the red trim, they're just industrial gird, I think is from USO. And as you can see, as it started to build up, you can see like it started to take form. So that's a bigger, chunkier one just for the end piece. The red lights, the red frame with the lights, and that's the marquee arrows, obviously minus the arrows. And then the trim around the top, actually used from this building itself. I just took it out of the parts I didn't want, just kept them basically, and then use it to sort of continue the trim around the building. This bank sign is found in where did I get this? Actually, I got this off the wall. This was on the wall in the back, but you can get this in custom building assets as well. I think it's just the one outside, that big one you can't get. It's the that's the one they originally on the building. So I've just took that off the back wall and put it there. That's another painting. None of this, no, I don't need to explain it, that's just counters. Yeah, there's nothing else to explain on that, I don't think. And I've just decorated it with the usual stuff, cups and things. I always put my bottles and stuff on rugs. It's just easier to arrange it. So the neons, you're probably wondering how I've got these little cocktail things. I've just made those out of hyphens and little letters basically. So the actual glass is a Y, and the straw is an eye, and then the little quotation marks to the lemons, slice of lemons. I've just tilted those with QwaPA, and the same with that really. It's just a couple of hyphens, 2 eyes for the glass, another eye tilted, and then the slice of the lime tilted with quotations. It's pretty easy really, it's quite quick to do those. I don't think there's anything really to show here. I just wanted a little theme area, so I thought this would be cool to have for, like, I don't know, like parties and things or something, so I just stuck this in here. But these are just tilted safes on the wall. And then I used a mod called Make Static just to get these, the gold bullions, so to speak, the gold bullions and the pre-war money just to stick on the wall. The table's just the cafe table sunk over the top of a safe. Dead easy. I replaced the floor because it was like a carpeted thing. I didn't like it. I just removed that and put my own floor in. But this floor also is from workshop items. So all the floor except for this section, I think, is all new. Oh yeah, these lights as well, they're just a normal lamp, you know, the floor lamp. I've just tilted them on their side. So this terminal was on the wall over here. Get past. It was there and I've just moved it because I wanted this little storeroom to be here basically. This door is actually a mod called Secret Doors. You've probably seen it in many other videos. I love it, but there's only a few different textures, and it's a normal upright wall, so I've just tilted it on its back to make this little hole that they chuck the people that don't want to talk in there. And that's just a shipping container tilted on its side. This door I think is a USO. I'm not quite sure, but I think it is. And this was a pain in the ass. This doesn't look like it has much going on, because it just looks like a bunch of guns chucked in there, but it was actually a bitch because there's like an invisible wall on top of this Batman lid. So the lid, I've just flipped the lid upside down, but yeah, the top of it looks like you can put things in, but you can't. It's fake. So I had to put the guns, like literally, like kind of float them in the air without putting the lid there. Then put the lid underneath. Otherwise, the guns would all be like elevated up, and you could see underneath. It just looked shit. So yeah, it was a lot trickier than I thought. I thought, oh yeah, this will be really easy. I'll just chuck a load of guns in there, nice and quick. Nope, took about an hour. But yeah, nothing really to explain in here. It's all just pretty straightforward, just decorating in there. I can't use the lift, can I, in build mode? Nope. I'm gonna have to go up here, a rocket booster. So this glass floor, this is also out of workshop items, I think. Yes, it is. And this area, now if you remember, this area wasn't here. So what you have to do if you want to ever build, like sort of in the void, I call it, is basically, so you take the walls you can remove from using either Scrap That Settlement. I've got both the mods on, you see, so I'm not sure which one. I think it's Scrap That Commonwealth that lets you pick it up as a green item. So yeah, so you take the wall out, and then obviously you get inside the wall. Now I've had to then build everything interior because you can see through the walls. It's like invisible. There's no texture on the back, so you can just see through it. So all these items that I've used to sort of flesh it out with are all from nearby buildings. So that's like from, I think, next door. I just thought it was like a cool frame. And then this wall is also from next door. It was on the top floor of it. And I've just used that to give me the shape really that I wanted to do this feature wall out of. Now I can't actually click on that, can I? No. So I'm going to have to remove this wall now because it's not letting me click through it. So these statues are in USO. That is a vault window that I've just tilted on its side over a bookcase just to give it like a glass effect. Now there is a wall behind us here, like the outside wall, but do you see what I'm saying about you can see through all the walls, so you have to kind of build a room within a room even though they've got walls on. These are just the these counter pieces. I've just sort of made little tables out of. Actually there's quite a few counter pieces I think in there. Yeah, multiple ones. And then behind you can see there's another counter piece down there as well. But I just like these little tables in front of the display. I put the glass over the bookcases just to make it look like it definitely wasn't a bunch of books you could get to. It actually is a display. The lights are from Creation Club, the decoration kit in there. Can't remember how much credits there are. 300 maybe, I don't know. And I've just put them in the wall and the ceiling. Sorry, I just sunk them in. This is another wall from a nearby building. You can't really see it. It's spazzing out, but yeah, it's another building wall basically. Let's get rid of it. And then I've just put curtains just to kind of make that effect. The stripy pattern. Sofa's made just out of the modular sofa parts combined with the bar section, just to kind of make it a little bit different. And this is also the bar pieces, just put in a circle. And then this is the same lamp from the Creation Club as well, but just many of them, look. And then the twigs in the middle, which I can't click on, I don't think. Is a plant pot. You can just about see there. You can see all the different lamps, lots of lamps. But yeah, that's just the plant pot twigs in the middle of it. So this bar is quite a lot of different pieces. So this is layered up with those, and then there's another wall now that's from again a neighbouring building, and then that's that wall. Let me just delete that because it won't click on it. So there's more pieces. There's just a lot of pieces layered up. I can't actually, you can see what they all are. That's the clock from USO, street clock, and the doors, and then just these shelves. I think, yeah, these are also from the Creation Club. The same pack the lamps are from, I think. And I'll just put those in there to do that. Really, it's and then these planks of wood. They're just from also, I think USO. I think it could be CVA. I'm not sure. Either of those mods, just to put the framework on it, really. These railings are also from USO. And yeah, those two are definitely from a building. They're not from, I don't think you can get those as a mod, they're just from the neighbouring building. So yeah, there's a couple of parts, like a lot of these as well. I think these are from, yeah, they're for the corner sections from the building that's next door. I'll show you which building it is as well. It's that building. It did have a big roof on, but I've stripped it down. Incidentally, if you want to see like a true sort of master at how to steal stuff from buildings, you should check out my friend Worty Purty's channel. And he'll show you, he's got like a really good guide on how to get things back for your settlement if they're much further away than the actual construction workbenches. So yeah, check his guides out if you want to see how to really steal things like a pro. So the balcony section here. So this fireplace is so the stone blocks are from USO. This, I think this is from USO as well. This is a gravestone. Like a monument one. God damn. So yeah, difficult to click things are in here that want to jump through the ceiling like that. But yeah, it's just a gravestone. I'm just using it for the chimney. Just thought it looked ideal for what I wanted it to do, really. The black panels are from that workshop item. I think they are just windows. I think, yeah, they've got like a funny back on them. But I wanted the blacked out windows because you see in a lot of these clubs they have these blacked out windows on, so so that would be cool. The flooring is the same flooring, I think, that's downstairs. So yeah, that's also from workshop items. That's just pieces of bar counter just slotted in again. I've used that quite a lot in this build. And the glass, actually, that is also from USA. That's in the cafe section, I think. They're just sneeze guards. And yeah, can't get down, can I? I'm gonna have to jump. What else? I think I've shown everything, actually. Chairs are just stacked, normal chairs. So there's a lot of these lighting pots everywhere, look, and I really can't actually show you or tell you how I kind of do that. I just go around. If it looks dark, I just try and get these lightings in, just to see highlight the areas that I want to show. But they're just dotted all over the place. It actually kind of makes walking around difficult because you bump into them. But yeah, it definitely helps. Sort of the normal lighting, it's either too bright or too dark. It just never looks right. The lighting in the ceiling is just cycling lights, but I've just sunk them in. So far, I actually can't press them, but it gives. If you do that, it gives this sort of lighting where it looks like the actual area around it's got like LEDs in or something. Whereas normally when it hangs down lower, it casts the whole light onto the actual area, so you don't get this kind of effect. So it kind of makes the ceiling look like it's got some sort of special lighting on, but it's just normal cycling lights, look. And I had to lower the entire floor, higher the entire floor, just to do that, really, because if I had gone on the normal height, it would have had wires sticking to the floor above, which you see why I've doubled up the 2 layers of bricks there. So yeah, so there's got a lot of the build has changed just because of certain looks. I've had to change this and that, really, and so just putting a normal floor in, for example, you've got to get workarounds, but it's just the way it is. I'll just show you around the side as well. So yeah, that's what's happened there. So basically, I've had to just sort of join into the other building a little bit, just because obviously these are kind of close together. But that's okay. We don't need to look at that. And then around this side too. There's the back of that wall. It looks a mess, but yeah, I'll just show you as well. If you turn these around, look. That's why you have to build a room within a room, because they only textured the one side, because obviously they never thought people were going to do this. So yeah, a bit like the statues are only textured on the one side. Oh, it looks a messy. Look at that. So yeah, so drop me any comments that if I've missed something you want to know how it's done, but I think I've covered most here. You can just see it's just a case of layering things on top, really, but it's not always obvious what's been used. So yeah, by all means, if I've missed something, just drop me a comment and I'll try and remember what the hell I've done. But yeah, you can see how easy it is, really, once you kind of start layering on top of each other. So I hope you guys found that interesting. Let me know in the comments, as I said before, if you want to see this kind of thing in other videos I do. That's fine. Just let me know, and I'll be happy to sort of put these in at the end. I think this, in my opinion, is more useful than a tutorial, because building an actual tutorial to do, like, to say build this bar, and just showing you exactly where to put everything. I don't know whether that, in my opinion, I think that's kind of limiting, because that's just showing you how to copy this bar, really, rather than showing you the thought process behind why I've put things in and how the layers are built up. Now you can kind of like work on that and build a different version of it. Just get creative with it, really. Just using different items on top of other items can really get some interesting results. So by all means, have a little play around and see what you can come up with. But yeah, I'd rather do this than a straight up tutorial. I just find it don't really, I've never been one to follow tutorials myself. I've never been interested in them, and I just think they limit you anyway, because you end up just copying somebody else's idea rather than sort of building your own version of it. So but yeah, thanks for watching. If you've got this far, well done, because these videos are long. And I'll see you in the next tour. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.